chicken nuggets.
Ma!
No, you can't.
Ma, can a V-Bucks?
No, you can't.
Ma, can a V-Bucks?
No, you can't.
V-Bucks.
No, you can't.
Can a V-Bucks?
Give me.
Can I do that as a V-Bucks?
No, you blooming can't get off of me.
Please, Mum. V-Bucks. Please, V-Bucks. V-Bucks. Please, V-Bucks.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility for every unchecked moment, for every time it was easier to ignore than to call it out for what it was.
For allowing celebrities to get on their soapboxes and chat this utter bollocks.
Every blatant injustice, no matter how big or small.
A celebrity gets on their soapbox and puts a video out that's completely tone deaf.
I take responsibility. We are no longer bystanders. We will not be idle. Enough is enough.
It's my fault. I click the link. Don't be like that too.
Hey! It's you! McMuffin!
Order. And they asked me to pull up because my food's not ready. It's an English muffin meal with a hash brown and coffee. And I'm still waiting. And they asked me to pull up. So I pull up forward and a girl comes out with my coffee and just the coffee. And she hands it to me and I have my window down. And that's all she hands me is the coffee. So I told her, I said, don't bother.
Somebody get this officer a McMuffin and for fuck's sake take her gun away. Hello, I'm Hugo Hampton-Shah with the Beep's Frontline Special Report. Today, we tackle the desperate struggle that is addiction. Video game addiction. Fortnite addiction. Behind this door lives a child so addicted to Fortnite, so manipulated by the game, that the doctors say she has but weeks to live, or whatever other morally reprehensible set of lies we can spout to keep you watching this utter tosh. We go inside now to find out what addiction is like. Oh, fuck. I met with Jade, a concerned mother, over her daughter's behaviour. So, how often does your child play Fortnite?
Oh, well, she's playing it all the time, isn't she?
And who do you blame for the kind of the constant demanding for V-Bucks?
Well, it's all the companies, isn't it? They just want money. They shouldn't be putting these games out there that are so expensive.
How often do you play Fortnite, then, Penny?
Kind of a lot.
She didn't have much time to speak to me. Through the constant waves of barbaric violence, she played over and over again, screaming at her friends. No. Some wondered whether her parents were responsible. Do you take any responsibility for the addiction that your child has to Fortnite?
No, it's nothing to do with me, is it? It's keeping her quiet, keeping her out my hair.
The very high cost of V-Bucks causes many parents to criticise, rather than look at their own parenting skills. You would say you're not to blame for the way that your child acts. It's not...
No, it's not my responsibility what she plays, isn't it?
The devil's at play with the game.
And yeah, it's a devil's game. That's what my nan would say. It's a devil. That's what it is.
Do you think Fortnite's addictive?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I think it is.
There you have it, folks. Truly shocking. At least, that's what we're telling you. There might be other much more serious and pressing issues going on in the world, but we have chosen to cover this shit.
What the hell's going on with the picture?
Cut it off before people wake up. What the f*** is happening?
Wow, the new PS5 graphics look incredible. Almost realistic. Wait, that's not PS5? It must be Robocop Returns, finally in production. No?
Ah, the 80s. We look back fondly at its now retro-futurism action flicks and synthesizers, a time when people didn't really get satire because they couldn't wrap their heads around the obvious.
Now they just get offended by it. The 80s, when a movie like Robocop could actually get made.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
A stark warning into the dangers of excessive police force. Did I happen to mention that he shoots rapists in the dick as judge, jury and executioner?
Your move, creep.
With shady corporations privatising everything, that no longer is a stretch of satire, it's reality. The film went all in on the TV culture of the era. The news reports and dialogue were completely wacky, and I liked it because it was a warning of what we might become. But fast forward 30 years, it's no longer a warning. The US has become more than a parody of itself. The police clearing the streets to provide the orange man a route for a photo op is Nazi-esque in its manifestation. Goebbels would probably be proud.
You have to arrest people and you have to try people, and they have to go to jail for long periods of time.
Yeah, your prison population's really big. Speaking of countries with large prison populations, the UK government secretly put out an anti-migrant questionnaire that has only been made available to people in their own party, with their own particular views. And Bojo Bozo makes ludicrous statements to distract from serious issues.
How long can the British people be deprived of the opportunity to have Arnott's Tim Tams at a reasonable price?
Boris, I think the British public are more worried about this figure you're responsible for rather than confectionery. Anyway, I digress. The scenes that we are seeing are not PS5, nor are they Robocop Returns. This is real life.
This is Civil Rights Movement 2. Civil Rights Harder. No? Judgment Day. Ominous. The murder of George Floyd has sparked demonstrations around much of the Western world. The institutionalised and systemic racism has really got people riled up, so much so that people are actually divided on the issue. Yes, people are still trying to argue that racism doesn't exist. When the current president of the United States says things like,
I have a great relationship with the blacks. I've always had a great relationship with the blacks.
And the current leader of the UK has said things like,
it's absolutely ridiculous that people should choose to go around looking like letterboxes.
So when the leaders of the democratic free world are chatting like your cringy nan at Sunday dinner, it's no wonder that people are getting angry. While looting and violence isn't doing the cause any good for its image, it's pretty clear to see the American police forces haven't been doing themselves any favours by beating, shooting and tear-gassing the shit out of everyone and anyone near these demonstrations.
So when I've parodied this footage talking about PS5 and talking about Robocop Returns, what I'm really trying to do is rationalise the fact that I've seen a reporter be arrested on TV for no reason.
It's like we are living in a f***ing dystopia just because they have to be f***ing with us. Is this shit real? We have had right-wing Americans protesting lockdown, Trump suggesting injecting disinfectant as a cure to coronavirus.
Wow.
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 I mean, just wow.
Wow.
I mean, it's the future. 2020, check. Neoliberal corporate agenda, check. Global pandemic, check. National lockdowns in effect, check. National leaders ignoring scientific advice, check. Intense worldwide protests and rioting, check. Police brutality, check. Looting, check. Flying cars, negative. Come on, Elon, where the f*** are the flying cars, mate? All I have left on my end of the world bingo card is Skynet, alien invasion, and zombie outbreak. Please be Skynet. I know how to deal with that one.
Dumbest shit I've read this week.
Hold on to your hats, kids, because this one's a doozy. It comes straight from the darkest parts of Reddit.
Now hear me out. What if everything that's happened in 2020 is meant to distract from Epstein? Because that was pretty huge, implicating connection to many elites. What is being done to stop this trafficking? Missing 411. What if the entire reason that state and national parks exist is because there's something there that doesn't want to be disturbed? Maybe Roosevelt was giving it a place to hide, a place to hunt. Reptilians. There, I said it. They've gone out of their way to be scrubbed from man's history, yet the legend remains. Tempting Eve. Quetzalcoatl means flying serpent. The Latin root meaning of Vatican is vatus. Prophetic, can, serpent. I watch a lot of creepy caught-on-camera YouTube videos. What looks like human-shaped shadows and mists. And there's a category frequently caught that look pixelated, almost like the Predator. Sometimes the camouflage glitches. Sea creatures and reptiles are known to have similar abilities. At the core of the reptilian lore these days is that they eat people. They gave adrenochrome to the dark pagan elitist, Epstein. In conclusion, what if the Epstein incident so threatened their agenda of survival and cover that the chaos was ordered to distract public concerns? Just a thought.
Illuminati confirmed. I can't believe that a sentient person has actually written that. Again! Gamers' lives matter! All lives matter! I can't believe it's a race! PlayStation cancelled their PS5 reveal and got this guy really riled up.
I can no longer, in good conscience, support gaming companies who hate my kind.
What's his kind? Like ugly fucking middle-aged dudes?
And want to see me dead.
What the mind blown.
I will never buy another gaming console ever again. Why the fuck would I give money to anti-white pieces of shit who want me dead?
Anti-white? Not that they've got, like, you know, people from all over the world working on their games. You know, they're anti-white. They hate you. They hate me.
It's done. I'm 37 years old.
He's 37 years old. You're not far off 37 either, Nick. I can practically smell the body odour from here. And I'm wearing a fucking Dark Souls t-shirt. Praise the sun!
Why the fuck would I ever give you a single cent?
If he's been supporting gaming companies for his whole life, then why doesn't he take a leaf out of their book and learn not to be a fucking racist piece of shit?
I am fucking done.
He's done. He's so done. So be done with it.
And you can see I've supported this cancerous soy.
If these are the descriptive terms he uses for his favourite hobby, imagine just how sad the rest of his life is.
Passive hobby my whole fucking life.
How can you be that fucking dumb? How can you invest your time into something that you think is so important to you, and then when it sends a message out to you, you're like, fuck that shit, guy! Fuck you!
Now I don't have my...
You can actually see the moment where his heart breaks in two.
A little bit of fun, just a little bit of fun. You all gotta be anti-white.
You white? Then you Ben Affleck.
And proclaim your hatred of my people.
Of my people? Let my people...
Let my people go!
I am fucking done. You guys can go fuck yourselves.
This has to be a joke, right? Like, it can't be real, can it? I mean, this is an honest reaction to this. A good friend posted this up. What the If you like what you saw in this week's episode, then please like, comment and subscribe. If you didn't like it, then please just give me a load of shit because I'm down with that. I need ammo. Until then, we'll keep our finger on the pulse. If you are one of the few people that's made it to the end of this video, thank you. This has been a big experiment, and I want to know what people think of it, what I can do differently, what you did like, what you didn't like. Give me all the ammo. I can take it. I'm not a and we will see you next week. Goodbye.